Hello everybody, today we are making a flower hair accessory. So I'll be using these materials and a 3mm hook. I'll also be using a bangle. Mine is of size 6 centimeter. So you can take any bangle you want. So to get started, we'll grab our white yarn and we'll put it from outside to inside and tie a knot there. Like that. So once you have made one knot, you will grab this small tail of yarn with the bangle so that you can weave it together. So now you'll put your hook inside, yarn over and pull your hook out. Then you will chain there. That is one chain. Now it will keep it secure. So now you'll do single crochets all around. So you put your hook, make sure you grab the white yarn and do a single crochet. Total you need to do 65 single crochets. So you grab the white yarn and do a single crochet and continue the same pattern. So now I have reached the end of this white yarn tail, so I can cut it with my scissors like that. So now I'll continue crocheting ahead. So now I'm done with all my 65 single crochets. So I'll put my hook in the very first single crochet I made. That is the chain one, and that is the first single crochet. So I'll put my hook there and do a slip stitch like that. That is a slip stitch. So now once you're done with this, you will chain one and cut the yarn like that. Now you'll grab your brown yarn or whichever color you want at the back. So now you'll put your hook through any of the stitches. But instead of grabbing the whole V stitch, you'll only take the back loop. That is the back loop. I'll show you properly. That is the front loop which we have, and that one is the back loop. Together you only need to take the back loop. So I'll put my hook through any of the back loops like that. Then I'll grab my brown yarn like this and chain one. Now I'll put my hook in the same back loop and do a single crochet there. Then I'll go back in the same loop and do a half double crochet. That is half double crochet. Now once you're done with this, you'll go in the next back loop, not the same one but the next back loop. Make sure you grab the brown yarn tail together. You take the next back loop. It might be a little difficult. Take your brown yarn on top and you do a double crochet. You pull from the first two loops and then from the last two loops. So you put back in the same place and you do one more double crochet. So that was two double crochets in the same place. Do a treble crochet in the next back loop. So yarn over twice, put your hook in the next back loop and pull it out. Now you'll have 4 loops. So you pull your hook from the first 2 loops, then from the next 2, and then from the last 2. That is a treble crochet. So you'll make one more in the same place. So this is the third back loop we are working in. Now once you're done with the 2 treble crochets, we'll go back down. So you chain twice, then you grab the last 2 loops you pulled of the treble crochet, those 2. You put your hook there and you do a slip stitch. Pull the first loop from the second. It's known as a pry-cut stitch. Now you'll do 2 treble crochets in the next back loop. So this is one, and you'll do 1 more treble crochet in the same back loop. So 2 treble crochets in that back loop, like that. So now in the next back loop you will do 1 double crochet, and you'll do 1 more double crochet. So 2 double crochets in that back loop. Then in the next back loop you'll do a half double crochet and a single crochet, like that. Now you can cut this yarn. Now you'll do slip stitch in the next back loop, 1 more slip stitch in the next back loop, like that, and 1 more slip stitch in the next back loop. So you have done 3 slip stitches and you're done with 1 petal. So you'll continue making another petal. So you chain 1, go in the next back loop, do a single crochet and half double crochet together. Then in the next back loop you do 2 double crochets together, then in the next back loop you do 2 treble crochets together, one and 1 more. So that's 2. Now you make the pry-cut stitch, chain 2 and do a slip stitch. Then in the next back loop you'll do 2 treble crochets, then in the next back loop 2 double crochets, one and 1 more. Now in the last stitch you'll do 1 half double crochet and 1 single crochet. That's 1 half double crochet and you will do 1 more single crochet. Then in the next 3 back loops you'll do 3 slip stitches. So the first slip stitch, the second slip stitch, and the third one. So I've shown you how to make 2 petals and I'll meet you once I'm done with all my petals. So now I'm done with all my petals and I've cut my yarn. So now you can grab my yellow yarn. You can take the color you want on the front side. Now you'll put your hook in front of the double crochet stitch of last round. So that is my pry-cut stitch. Then you leave 2 stitches after that, the 2 treble crochets you made at the pry-cut stitch, and then you'll find a double crochet back loop. So you put your hook in that front loop right there in front of the double crochet back loop of the last round. So then you pull out your yellow yarn like that, chain 1, Now in the same front loop, you'll do a single crochet and a half double crochet, like that. Now in the next front loop, make sure you're grabbing only the front loop. You do a double crochet and one more double crochet there. Then in the next front loop, you do one treble crochet. Then you make the picot stitch. Then you'll do one more treble crochet in the same front loop. So that's a treble crochet, picot stitch and one more treble crochet. Now in the next front loop, you need to do a double crochet and one more double crochet. Then in the next front loop, you will do a half double crochet, like that, and in the same front loop, one more single crochet, like that. Now you are done with one petal, and now you'll make the slip stitch. So now in the next front loop, you will do a slip stitch. Then in the next front loop, you will do one more slip stitch. Like that. And then in the next, you'll do one more slip stitch, like that, and one more in the next one. So instead of doing 3 slip stitches here, you'll do 4 slip stitches, like that. So once you're done with that, you can continue the pattern for the petal. Chain 1. Instead of doing a single crochet and a half double crochet in the same front loop, you will put your hook in the next front loop and do a single crochet and a half double crochet there. Then in the next front loop, you will do 2 double crochets. Then in the next, 1 treble crochet, picot stitch and one more treble crochet. Now in the next front loop, a double crochet, one more double crochet. Then in the next front loop, 1 half double crochet, single crochet, and in the next 4 front loops, slip stitches. I've completed my slip stitch. I'll meet you at the end of the round. So now I'm done with my entire round. So I'll put my hook in the very first front loop we worked in and do a slip stitch there, like that. Then I can chain 1 and cut the thread. Now our flower is almost ready, but we have to weave in the ends. So I'll meet you once I'm done.